say no to you, even if your marks are high. And I didn't feel like repeating it, because the next time they would refuse me again. They refused me because I had been in the publicity about marijuana and about the third eye. I had learned of Freud that people need something to become sharp. Freud sniffed cocaine, and he was punished by nose cancer. That's what you get if you sniff cocaine. So I realized that I was not going to sniff cocaine, but that something was the matter with using drugs. And that finally made me decide in '62 to investigate marijuana smoking.
Most people at that time, in that period, were using drugs to increase their brain blood volume, to expand their consciousness, and they were doing it in a kind of willy-nilly way with very variable results. Some people were having good experiences and some people were having bad.
But you used to have a scale. You say, well, if an adult is 0 and an acid is 100, and say smoking hash is 50 or 60, depending on the quality, then trepanation's perhaps 30. It's like an 11-year-old. I think that's the sort of level of energy and enthusiasm. And
I had taken a lot of psychovitamins. I found that one couldn't really use them as a working tool for life. They were more a trip to the fun fair.
Now, the mechanism of brain blood volume had come to my mind after marijuana smoking, standing on the head by an American who told me it got him high. And then I decided I had to go to prison to have scientific circumstances every day the same.
When man stood upright, he obviously got immense advantages of sight and movement of the hands and everything when the monkey or ape stood upright. But then the disadvantage was that gravity pulled the blood out of the brain.
So I stood on my head. And then they rushed into the cell, the officials of the prison, and they said, no, that is not allowed here. So I wasn't allowed to stand on my head anymore and gave up the investigations. But I knew already that it did get you slowly a little high.
I think there's a kind of urge to get high, to expand the consciousness. And people, without knowing it, chase it one way or another. Either they have a habitual habit of losing their temper or driving dangerously or going to football matches or sport or sauna.
I worked out a way of first sucking the blood as much as I could from the abdomen to the lungs, in the lungs, and then, while keeping the abdomen constricted, inspiring with air fully, and then pressing up the blood through the veins. There are no valves in the veins between the lungs and the brain. I knew that from anatomy, and you have to know that, for otherwise it's no use if there are valves, but there aren't. So you can, from the lungs, push the blood up into the brain, and I did this time after time, but on this Hatha yoga method that I had designed. It didn't work out until the third day. Then halfway the day, suddenly I felt as if corks from bottles were squeezed out. I felt pop, 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 pop at 6 different places, all at the same time.